another edition of Solving Your Stress mini-series. I'm Sam, your host, and today I am doing double duty here. I got two devices going. This is a lot of fun. It took me a little bit longer to set up here. Every Monday we come to you. I know it's Tuesday. Yesterday was a holiday. Lots of people were out, including myself with my family, and so we're here today together to talk about stress. And every week I take your questions and I answer them. Again, this is a really fun time because you guys have submitted your questions to me. We're going over them live each week, and I hope that what you hear can give you a sense of relief that you're totally normal and that we're all in the same boat here, and that stress is a completely solvable issue in your lives. Now, I want to start by saying that this video today's question is going to go over those 3 tactics that I talk a lot about because they work. And if you work them, they'll work for you. Again, let me say that again. If you work the tactics, they will already work. They will work for you. Okay, we practice like we play. These are things that we talk about in law enforcement, and I've taken everything that I've been through and all the stress and the tragedy and the PTS, which is post-traumatic stress. I took off the D because I don't consider myself disordered, nor do the people that I work with. It's something that happened to us, and we've gotten through it with some amazing strategies and possibly therapy. So with that, we're going to dive right into today's question, which is more a statement, which is, everybody thinks I've got this perfect life and I'm totally stressed out. How do I stop? When I first read that question and knew I was going over it today, it's like, wow, this one hit me, because how many of us portray that we've got some kind of perfect life where in the background things are just in the shitter. And excuse my language, but I mean, let's be real here. I think we all have this, growing up, we have this, we got to keep up with the Joneses. We've got to at least look like we've got some semblance of our lives together. And first, I want to tell you that the way you solve problems and the way you get better at things is by sharing with others your vulnerability. It's not a weakness. And please take it from me, coming from the law enforcement realm. Okay, if you shared anything personal that your life was crashing down around you, there was a stigma that went along with that. And I say was a stigma because myself and others, we are working really, really hard to get rid of that stigma, which is killing our law enforcement officers. The rate of suicide is out the wazoo, and it is all traced back to the stress and the inability to express yourself. So if you're finding that you're in that boat, I'm going to say, my gosh, my wish for you is that you have a best friend in the whole wide world that you can confide in, whether it's your spouse or somebody else, that you can say, hey, this is what's going on. I know things look pretty on the outside, but I'm a god-awful mess. And talk about it, because the first thing you got to do is you got to talk about it. Because the tactics that I'm going to tell you will only work if you can talk about it. And if you don't have anybody to talk to your dog, your cat, your hamster, whatever pet. That's your family right there, okay? They communicate with us in their own way, and trust me, they're listening. I've got 3 fur babies myself, so they are always listening if you feel like you don't have anybody that you can reach out to. And I know I'm bouncing back and forth from camera to camera. It might be confusing, but I've actually got 2 modes of devices going on right now. So if it's very distracting, Just let me know in the comments to say, hey, look here, don't look there, and I will try and do that. So let's dive right into the strategy. So again, the question is, hey, my life is pretty on the outside. Everybody thinks I've got everything together when I am totally stressed out and things are a mess. How do I make it stop? I just talked about communication. You've got to reach out. Strategy number 1, detach. No matter what is going on around you, something is causing the stress that you are feeling, and you have got to detach from it. I don't mean push it away and ignore it. I mean take a step back, take a deep breath, recognize the stress, recognize the thing that's causing you stress. If you're in it, it's really difficult to recognize what it is. So we want to detach from it. We want to think of it like if when you're in it, you're on the ground with it. When you detach, you're in a helicopter above it. Let's just use that. Okay? You're detaching, you're catching your breath, you're realizing, oh, this is the thing that's causing me stress. Okay, I recognize it. Now what do I do about it? Step number 2. Prioritize. When you are detached, your flight or fight, always get that messed up. It's like a tongue twister. Flight or fight brain gets turned off. So you are able to access rational thought. Very important. You can't do that if you're in the thick of it, because your brain is in that, oh my God, flight or fight mode. By detaching, we calm things down. We engage our rational brain again, because it can work. We look at the thing for what it is, and we strategize, okay, what is the next thing that I need to do to move through this? It may be 10 things, and you can write it out. Writing it out is great because it's out in the open. You can read it multiple times. So you've got, what is that next thing? That is the setting the priority of it. 3rd step, execute. That's doing the thing on number 1 on that priority list that you just created. Detach, prioritize, and execute. If you can do those 3 things every time stress comes up in your life, and it doesn't matter where the stress is coming from, your dogs, your kids, your work, the drivers on the road, whatever it is, I promise you, the more you practice those 3 things, the less stress you will feel on any given day. Well, Sam, I gotta just keep my head down and I gotta keep moving forward. No. Time out. Stop. I will tell you right now, I tried that for the longest time. I told myself when things got crazy, if I just put my head down and push through, I would come out the other side and everything would be okay. That is a myth. I'm telling you, I lived that for so many years. It is an absolute myth. It doesn't work. It beats you down. It leads to burnout. It exacerbates the stress, because you stay in that fight or flight. You're never able to catch your breath. You're never able to detach. You're never able to prioritize, and you're never able to execute. And the person that submitted this question this week, this is so critical for so many of us out there. Because again, we portray this everything is fine when everything is not fine. And you're welcome, Tony. Thank you for tuning in. When you can step back and really look at the things that are causing you stress, you will realize, and I'm smiling because this is one of the greatest gifts ever given to me, you will realize what those things are, and they repeat. Because until you learn to identify them, they will just keep coming at you. Boom, 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 boom. It's our life lessons, and they don't stop until we stop. recognize them for what they are, say, oh, okay, I get it. This is the next thing I need to do, and then bam, we go do it. And then it's done. Because you can keep recognizing it every time it comes up, and you're like, nope, been there, done that, not going back into fight or flight mode. And these 3 steps will serve you no matter what kind of stress it is. I just want to be clear that it's not reserved for, oh, if this comes up at work. This is your life. We experience stress in our lives every day. And if you detach, step number 1. If you prioritize, step number 2. And if you execute, you will shorten the length of time that you're feeling stressed, and you will have a key life strategy that will last you forever, and you will go on every day in your life being like, I got this. And how awesome is that? How awesome is it feeling like, hey, I got this, rather than, not again? I'd say it's pretty cool, because nobody wants to keep living, it's not, not again. That's not fun. So I could give you a million different things, but I want to give you the number 1 thing that has helped me time after time after time. And so now, again, quick review. When the stress comes up, what happens in our brain? Fight or flight. You need to detach to calm that part of the brain so we can engage our thinking part of the brain. Prioritize, that's the thinking part. We got to look at what we need to do to move through, and then execute. Do the next 1 thing. Not 2 things, not 3 things, not 4 things. 1 thing. Detach, prioritize, and execute. I'm going to leave you guys today with that. And again, thank you for taking on my multiple devices. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, because I'm going live on both Facebook platforms. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. This is how I learn. But I'm not going to expand on anything else. If you like what you hear, you're living the strategies. If you have something that came up and you employed detach, prioritize, and execute, let me know. Go on Facebook and let me know, or send me an email, sam@samanthahorwitz.com. That's the best way I know that what I'm telling you is working. Because I know it works, because I've been using it for a long time. But I want to know that it's working for you. So real quick again, feeling stress, detach, prioritize, and execute. And until next week, folks, hey, check out my website, samanthahorwitz.com. I've got some blog posts up there about stress and what you can do to create positivity and a stress-free life. And I'll be really fashioning something where it's like twice a month, so that you can continue after you watch the videos to jump over to the website, check out the posts, and let me know what you think. Guys, I wish you a stressless and more peaceful Monday. And until next time, Sam out.